Welcome to Storied Audio. Shane liked the quiet. Most people hated third shift at the warehouse. The echoing aisles, the hum of machines, the way the darkness outside made everything feel heavier. But for Shane, solitude was a kind of mercy. He moved pallets, checked inventory, and kept to himself. The troublemakers stayed away from him. Something in his posture, in the way he carried himself, warned people not to push their luck. He wasn't mean. Just closed off. And everyone respected that. One night, the boss approached him with a clipboard tucked under his arm. "New hire starting tonight," he said. "Name's Sidney. Show her the ropes. Keep an eye on her for a bit." Shane nodded. He didn't argue. He never did. Sidney arrived 10 minutes later. Mid-30s, hair pulled back, eyes tired in a way that went deeper than lack of sleep. She looked like someone who had been holding herself together for too long. She didn't smile when she met him. He didn't smile either. "Follow me," Shane said quietly. She did. He showed her how to scan boxes, how to stack them safely, how to avoid the forklift guys who liked to race when the supervisors weren't looking. She listened without complaint, without small talk. Her sadness clung to her like a shadow. During their break, she sat alone at a table. Shane sat at the next one over. After a few minutes, she spoke. "I took this shift because it pays more," she said softly. "Divorce. Lost a lot." Shane nodded once. "Sorry." She glanced at him. "You?" He hesitated. "Family stuff." She didn't pry. He appreciated that. Over the next week, they shared lunch a few more times. Not because they planned to, just because they always ended up choosing the same quiet corner. She learned he had moved states away from everyone he knew. She learned he didn't talk to his parents anymore. She learned he didn't like crowds, didn't like noise, didn't like conflict. But she didn't learn why. He wasn't ready for that. Still, she liked his calm. His steadiness. His silence didn't feel cold, it felt safe. Until the night everything shifted. Shane was walking past the loading dock when he overheard two guys talking. The kind who liked to stir trouble. "Sidney's cute," one said. "Bet she's lonely. Bet she'd go for it if someone pushed hard enough." They laughed. Shane's jaw tightened. He stepped around the corner, glaring until they shut up and walked off. Later he found Sidney near the conveyor belt. "I heard some guys talking about you," he said. "They might try something. Just be careful." Sidney's face changed, surprise, then discomfort, then something sharper. "They told me something too," she said quietly. "They said I should watch out for you. That you can't be trusted." The words hit him like a punch. He stared at her, disbelief and hurt flickering across his usually unreadable face. "You think I'd hurt you?" "I don't know," she whispered. He stepped back. "Okay." And that was it. For the next week they didn't speak. Not during breaks, not during shift changes, not even in passing. Shane went back to solitude, but it didn't feel peaceful anymore. It felt hollow. Sidney felt it too, an ache of guilt every time she saw him working alone, shoulders tense, eyes avoiding hers. He had been kind. He had never flirted, never crossed a line, never made her uncomfortable. And she had believed strangers over him. The guilt grew heavier every night. Then came the night everything broke open. Sidney clocked out and walked toward her car. The parking lot was dim, lit only by a few flickering lamps. She saw one of the warehouse guys leaning against her car. "Hey," he said. "You got a flat tire?" Her stomach tightened. Something felt wrong. "I can give you a ride," he added, stepping closer. "No," she said. "I'll call someone." She turned, but he grabbed her arm hard. "Come on," he said. "Don't be difficult." She screamed and tried to pull away, but he was bigger, stronger. Panic surged through her. Then another hand grabbed the man's wrist. A sharp crack echoed through the lot. The man dropped to the ground, clutching his arm and cursing in pain. Sidney stumbled back, heart racing, and saw Shane standing over him, eyes blazing, chest rising and falling with controlled fury. He looked at her then and she saw everything she had ignored. His protectiveness, his quiet loyalty, his hurt. "Thank you," she whispered, voice trembling. Shane didn't smile. "You need to report this. Now." She nodded quickly. The man was fired before sunrise. Shane walked her to his truck and drove her home. She felt safe, safer than she had felt in months. When she got out, she hesitated. "I'm sorry," she said. "For believing them. For doubting you." Shane looked at her for a long moment. "I don't like being judged by people who don't know me." "I know," she whispered. "And I want to fix that." He nodded once, then drove away. But something had changed. Over the next few weeks they talked again. Slowly at first. Carefully. She apologized more than once. He didn't say much, but she could tell he accepted it. One night during break, she sat beside him instead of across from him. "I feel safer when you're around," she said. He looked down at his hands. "I'm glad." She smiled. "I mean it." He swallowed, something soft flickering in his eyes. "Good." Their conversations grew longer. Their lunches became routine. Her sadness lightened. His walls lowered. And one Friday morning after their shift ended, Shane walked with her to the parking lot. "Sidney," he said quietly, "would you want to get dinner this weekend?" She blinked, then smiled, really smiled, the kind he hadn't seen before. "I hoped you would ask." His chest warmed. She stepped closer. "You're nothing like what they said. You're good. You're steady. You're kind. And you're honest," he said. "And brave." She reached for his hand. He let her take it. In the quiet morning light, two people who had been broken in different ways found something whole, something gentle, something real. Sidney found someone who would stand by her, protect her, never be cruel like her ex. Shane found someone who saw him clearly, who didn't listen to rumors, who chose him. And in the stillness of the third shift world they shared, they both opened their hearts and decided to give love a chance. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.